forest friends. Welcome to or welcome back to my channel. My name is Amanda, digital illustrator by day and intuitive reader by night. In today's pick a card reading, we're going to take a look at your month ahead and what July might have in store for you. And we're going to be choosing 3 cards for the piles from my very own Nature Lovers Oracle deck, which has yet to be released. If you're interested in learning more and subscribing for updates, please head down into the description box for the link to do so. So let's give this deck a quick shuffle, and then we can pick our piles. So pile number 1, we have Shine in Spite of the Clouds. For pile number 2, we have Reach for the Sky. And for pile number 3, we have Welcome New Opportunity. If you'd like to pick with crystals, let me add those right now. So for pile number 1, we have the Opalite. For pile number 2, we have Desert Quartz. And for pile number 3, we have Citrine. So if you need to pause the video, please do so now, and we will see you in your reading. Hello, pile 1. Welcome to your reading. You chose Shine in Spite of the Clouds with the Opalite. Almost looks like a cloud, which is kind of cool. Just going to put that over here. And we are going to be using the Everyday Witch Tarot for your reading, the main part of your reading, and the Steampunk Tarot for clarification. But first we're going to pull your oracle cards. So pile 1, what does July have in store for you? Feeling this one today. Faraway places. Get ready for new horizons. And we're going to do 2 other oracle cards. Okay, there's your first card. We have Sacrifice. And your second clarifying oracle is Universe. So let me just put those over here. And let's see what your tarot has in store. So your first card is the Chariot. Second is the 10 of Wands. Third is the Knight of Swords. Fourth is the Fool. Fifth is the 10 of Swords. Did I say 10 of Swords for that one too? I meant 10 of Wands. Sixth is the Star. Seventh is the King of Cups. And eighth is the Emperor. I did some adjustments to the cards and just made sure they all came into the frame, and I adjusted my light a bit so there was less glare on the cards. All right, so I'm getting a feeling that You are going to be traveling to, it could be a dream destination that you have made great sacrifices to be able to save for, to be able to achieve. But I also get the feeling that there's going to be something pulling you back or giving you the feeling like you can't either achieve this goal or this dream, or that you can't achieve it, or there's some kind of restrictive energy keeping you from taking this trip. And with the universe card here, I kind of get the sense that you will. And this clouds, shine in spite of the clouds. There might be, because of this energy that's pulling you back, or something that's making you feel like you have to choose, it's almost giving me the feeling like you should do it anyways. And that there is a great wish fulfillment happening. And I feel like this is a trip or a journey that you have made great sacrifice. With the Ten of Wands, you've carried a lot up to this point. You have taken on a lot of burdens. Maybe I just got this image in my head of somebody caring for somebody who might be ill, and there is, you know, a responsibility. There is love and there's care, and that can be a very fulfilling and rewarding thing to care for a loved one, but it can also take its toll on your energy levels. So that's almost the feeling that I'm getting with the Ten of Wands. It's about carrying the weight on your shoulders. And with the Ten of Swords, there's a bit of a mental burnout happening. And you feel like maybe if it is the case that you are caring for somebody, or you are sharing in the caring for somebody right now who is ill or elderly maybe, I feel like there's this choice of, do I stay or do I go? And that's what's happening with the Chariot here. There's that choice of, I don't know which way to go. I'm at a fork in the road. But I feel like you've had a dream to go places, and to maybe have that dream trip that you've saved for, that you've worked really hard for. And I see that there's an opportunity coming in for you to be able to do that. So I do feel whatever the responsibilities that you might have, or it may not be caring for somebody who is ill, but it could be just a job that you have a lot of responsibilities, and maybe you're coming into a busy time, or maybe something unexpected happened where there's a demand for you to be present in this job. Maybe you run your own business and something unexpected has come up where, yes, you've planned to go away, or you've planned a trip, but something is calling you back, or something is preventing you, or giving you the sense that you can't have the freedom to go. And because you are a very responsible person, and you are a very caring person, you have a lot of love to give. You have a lot of emotion and compassion. I feel like that it's getting to you. There may be some guilt involved in this choice. Maybe you have already made this choice to go away, and guilt is maybe this is the burden that I'm seeing that's draining your energy. Maybe it's the idea of choosing that's draining your energy. But with these two, they're both on their brooms, and they're headed off into new adventures. This Knight of Swords is fast and furious. He knows what he wants, and He's just going to go for it, regardless of what anyone else says, regardless of whether he'll topple on his face or make mistakes. And the fool is someone who has a naive will and desire to do something new with a freedom and a childlike enthusiasm. And maybe it might not be you being burdened by work or being burdened by someone who is ill. It could be self-imposed in the sense that maybe you have a bit of hesitation or trepidation on doing this thing. Maybe it is a big deal for you to take this trip for one reason or another. For example, in 2012, I took a trip by myself to Europe for 3 weeks, and I only had certain things planned out. And as I was walking onto the plane to board to go to Europe, which was on the other side of the world, by myself, I had never been there before. I immediately wondered what the heck I was doing and doubted my decision whether it was a good idea to be going into the unknown by myself, not knowing the language very well, not knowing where I was going once I got there, and just having a sense of discomfort with doing many things all at once that I wasn't really familiar with. So that could be it too, where yes, it's a big wish. Yes, you want to do this thing and you've been working hard for it and striving to get it, but maybe also you're a bit nervous to do it. Maybe that's what's holding you back is, I don't know what I want, if I want this. And this, even though this is shine in spite of the clouds, this basically is the idea that no matter whether it's stormy, rainy, snowy, windy, the sun is always there, regardless of whether you can see it or not. So I almost wonder if there's a fear of maybe leaving the comforts, but know that it will be there when you get back. And the Emperor is about security, stability, protection. He's a very strong and powerful energy. He can be diplomatic, but also very heavy-handed. He's got great power. And I almost wonder if that's what's missing in the equation here, especially if it's doing a trip by yourself or going to a place that you're unfamiliar with, is that there's a lack of security and protection and knowing and comfort. But I do, if I may say so, I don't like to make predictions because A, this is a general reading, and B, it's completely impossible for anyone to predict the future because of so many outside factors and the power of our own will. But I do see, while you might be grappling with choice and whether to go or stay, I do see you taking this opportunity to do this trip. There are half of these tarot cards are from the major arcana, which tell me that there's some big things happening here. There's some big changes that are coming in. There's some big decisions that are being made. There are new horizons and a lot of action that's being taken. And with the King of Cups energy, he's very heart-centered. He's ruled by his heart. And he doesn't let his emotions rule his decision-making. But also, too, he's sitting on his own island here where there's nobody around. So he's kind of isolated, which is kind of a strange thing for such a caring, compassionate person, is that there's this isolation. So maybe this is also about you possibly bringing other people into the fold to either help you plan, to help you feel more comfortable, to offer a little bit of the security and stability that you need to make this decision. Maybe there is somebody in your life, in your business, in your workplace, a friend that can come in and help you while you're away. You know, what other things can we be putting in place to help make this the most comfortable, exciting adventure for you? So I'm going to pull just a couple of clarifiers here from our Steampunk Tarot to see if there's anything else that would like to be shared at this moment. Pile 1. Could we get some clarifying cards, please? Okay, so there's 2 coming out here. Oh, there's actually 4. So I'm going to pull 4. All right, so your first card is the 7 of Pentacles. Second card is the 3 of Wands. Third is the 4 of Cups. And the fourth is the World, which is essentially this card just in a different deck. So isn't this cool? Okay. So I mean, I see this wish coming true. I see this big shift happening, this change. And it could mean that you're going to do it anyway, regardless of your fears, right? You've got the 7 of Pentacles, which is, and I see a lot of different things happening here with, you've got swords and wands and cups, which kind of deals with all of the different elements, with the exception of the Pentacles. We only have 1 here. So I feel this is a really heart-centered, mental, emotional, determined thing, a determined energy. I feel like you might already have the money saved, and you're ready to go. You're ready to go, and you've made, yeah, you're ready to go. So now it's just dealing with all of the other stuff that goes with planning a trip like this, all of the details and all of the emotions that come with it, all of the logistics. So the 7 of Pentacles is asking you to maybe take a step back to analyze some things and look at the details, and just to see, is, you know, this itinerary, for example, something that is speaking to me, something that I want to be doing? Are these the places that I want to go? Is that the amount of length of time that I want to go for? Maybe I want to shorten it. Maybe I want to lengthen it. So there's an analytical feeling here, or maybe some advice to go ahead and do that. It's about decision making and making those choices and being really logical and grounded in those decisions. And your 3 of Wands is, you're kind of waiting for the right moment. You're waiting for things to kind of click together. And it's also a card of manifestation, where you are bringing opportunity to you, and because of this has kind of been your goal, your focus, your subconscious drive to make this dream a reality, to make this trip a reality. But just be careful to not sit and stew about maybe some of the things that might not require your worry right now. Can the stuff that might be holding you back or preventing you from making decisions on this, can it wait? Do you need to burden yourself with some of these decisions right now, or can you focus on what's coming? And then the World. It is about It is the end of the cycle. It is the beginning of a new one. It is, the world is your oyster. And so that's the same energy as this universe card, is that it's time to take your moment. You have, this is what you've been working for. This is what you've been trying to achieve. And who knows, maybe this also has to do with school too, where maybe you're going away to a school that's far away from your home. And so there's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of logistics that have to happen, a lot of decisions that need to be made. But this is what you truly want. And you might have to sacrifice leaving the comforts of your home, your neighborhood, your friends, to go on this new journey. But even though there might be some sadness that happens, you're gonna shine, even though things are a little bit foggy, things are a little bit uncertain. But I don't get uncertainty here. I get more fearful excitement than I do anything else. I have to say, I'm quite excited for you, Pile 1. So Pile 1, I think this is your reading. I wish you all of the best for the month of July. I'm very excited for you. If you liked this reading, please give me a like and a subscribe to the channel. Comment even to let me know what's happening in the month of July for you. And I will see you in your next reading. Bye, Pile 1. Hi, Pile 2. Welcome to your reading. You chose Reach for the Sky with the Desert Quartz. Okay, so first we're going to pull your main cards from the Everyday Witch Tarot, but first we're going to grab some oracle cards. We're also going to grab clarifiers later from the Steampunk Tarot. So let's let's first start with this oracle deck. And we're going to get 2 cards to see what messages or what energies are going to set the tone for this reading. I feel this one and this one. So your first card is Harmony, and your second card is Emotional Loss. It's kind of a interesting energies there. And next one we're going to pull from this oracle deck just to hopefully clarify what might be going on for you in the month of July. Okay. You have Wise Leader. You are a beacon for others. Okay. Now let's pull from your tarot deck. Okay, so let's see what your cards have to reveal. Your first card is Temperance. Your second card is the Queen of Pentacles. Your third card is the Lovers. Your fourth card is the Three of Wands. Your fifth card is the Judgment card. The sixth card is the Five of Cups. The seventh card is the Strength card. And the eighth card is the Four of Pentacles. Okay. I had to shut the camera off there for a minute. Somebody was coughing in the background, and I also adjusted the cards down a bit so we got less glare. All right, so give me a minute to take in the cards and figure out what this has to share. So right off the bat, I had a feeling the Lover's card might come out. We've got harmony here, and we have emotional loss. We also have the Five of Cups, which is a bit of an emotion card as well. It is the crying over spilled milk, but I'm not going to discount it in that way. That's not the feeling I'm getting here. I do feel like this is a bit of a relationship reading here. And I almost get the sense that someone in your life has someone that you were close to. It doesn't necessarily have to be somebody that you were in love with, but it could be somebody that you deeply cared for, is or was in your life. And you're going through a bit of an emotional time because maybe you've lost them. But the funny thing is that I see you coming out of this really, really strong. And I see you reaching for the sky, essentially. I see you leading. And we have a number of leadership cards. We have the Queen of Pentacles, who is the mother of earth. She is grounded. She knows what she wants. She cares for the people around her. She also has great health. She's financially secure. She loves being surrounded by the finer things in life, and she worked hard to get there. So this could be you. Another leadership card, obviously, is the Wise Leader Oracle card. You are a beacon for others. The other leadership card, the two others, I should say, is the Judgment card. She's leading herself onto a new path. And then obviously the Strength card. Leo the Lion. Leos are natural leaders. And so I get the sense that you are taking charge of your life in some way. You may have made the decision to walk away from a relationship that was no longer working for you. You may have tried to hold on and do what you needed to do to make sure that this relationship stayed in your life, but unfortunately it didn't. And I see some sorrow happening for sure. But don't forget, there's a lot of great stuff ahead for you. We've got this Harmony card, which not only speaks to a harmonious relationship, in this Oracle deck, this is equivalent to the Lover's card, 6 and 6. So we've got two Lover cards here. This could mean a soulmate connection in some way. An emotional loss. What does this emotional loss have to do? Did you have to give up something or someone to chase a dream? I'm not seeing a ton of dream cards here, but that could be a case too. You're definitely now, whatever happened or whatever will happen that causes a bit of sorrow and sadness that requires you to step into your strength. Know that you have this leadership in you. This could be you might be actually single, for example, and you are very strong on your own. Maybe a relationship enters your life, and even with that, the addition of somebody coming into your life, there might be an emotional loss. You might get the feeling that you're losing your independence because you're now connected to somebody, and you might feel like you have to hang on to that at all cost, at the sacrifice of the relationship. I see you manifesting. I see you being highly focused, highly driven. I get the feeling somebody, I'm hearing doctor, or I'm hearing lawyer, or I'm hearing somebody has a profession that requires a lot out of them, which means they are financially well off. They are very focused and determined in their efforts. They know what they want. They are very balanced and kind of settled in their life. They are a leader in their own right. And then somebody unexpectedly comes into their life, and because they've been on their own and independent, I don't know if any of you watch Sex and the City, but Samantha Jones, for example, that's kind of the feeling that I'm getting, is a very independent, well-off woman or man who has their career. They've been perfectly happy on their own for a number of years. And then Smith Jerrod comes in and completely rocks the foundation of their life in a good way. So now there's a bit of an emotional loss, of maybe loss of your single life, loss of the things that you're used to. And it doesn't have to necessarily be a bad thing. But there is definitely a feeling of wanting to hang on to it, and almost like a loss of identity. Maybe that's the feeling here, is that you're afraid that if new people come into your life from a relationship standpoint, that you're going to lose your identity in some way. But the temperance here is to remind you that everything in moderation. I know when new relationships enter your life, you just want to dive into the deep end, and that relationship consumes you in a way. I've been there. I'm sure many of you out there have been there. But it doesn't have to be like that. There can be a balance. There can be a grounding. You still can have your independence and your singlehood in a way, with the addition of a relationship. But I see you being very strong, and you requiring moderation in your life. You don't like to overindulge in one thing or another. I mean, maybe work. But I actually don't get the workaholic vibe here. I just get the feeling, that you've worked really hard for what you have, and you are afraid of losing it. You have reached for the sky, or you will reach for the sky, and maybe you are afraid that if a relationship enters your life, that you won't reach for the sky. You won't reach your goals. You'll stop manifesting. You'll stop working hard for the things that you want, and things will change. But I think so long as you listen to your own voice, your own inner voice, and you listen to the tune of your own heart, and focus on the things that you do want to have, and not worry about so much what this relationship might do. Focus on kind of the logistics of it. to ensure you don't go down a path that you don't want to. So I'm going to pull some further clarifying cards from the Steampunk Tarot to see what else can be clarified here. You have the Page of Wands. I'm going to pull 4. The King of Cups. The Queen of Cups. My goodness. And your last card is the Four of Pentacles, which is also here too. So I wonder what the Four of Pentacles is about. So it could be your, I don't want to say hoarding, that's not the right word, but you're hanging on to something for dear life. And this page, or pardon me, this Four of Pentacles, it's kind of what you see is him sitting on his treasure chest and he's hanging on for dear life. This could also mean, are you spending too much? He doesn't look like a spender, but this lady, on the other hand, spending. And it also could be just a heads up or a note to just mind your finances at this time. Be mindful of how much you spend, how much you save. Are you saving too much? Are you spending too much? And are you investing in the right places? But aside from that, we've got the Page of Wands, who is very curious. She's a little shy, but, you know, she's new to the game, so she's a little uncertain. She's worried about making mistakes. She's worried about doing something because she's afraid that it's not perfect. And I feel like this might be you as well. While we have this wise leader, this powerful, strong, independent person, I also get the sense that in certain areas of your life, maybe when it comes to love, you are a little shy, you are a little standoffish, and you are worried about making mistakes. You are worried about having things be a certain way or having yourself be perfect. You want to achieve to the highest heights in all aspects of your life. And because the relationships are so uncertain, even on the best of days, with the best of people, you know, that it's not something that, unlike work or school, that you can study hard for, or you can invest money in and learn more things or grow your finances. Relationships may not be like that. Well, they're so dynamic because there's two people involved. It's not just you in the equation, it's you and somebody else. So it's not only your effort being put into this piggy bank, but it's somebody else's effort, and that has to be equal. But I kind of see that whoever's coming in, it could be a friendship too. Maybe you're standoff with friendships too. I do see though that if this is a love connection, this King and Queen of Cups, like, are perfection. They know how to manage their emotions. They do not let emotions take over and determine what their actions are. They are very deep feelers. They lead with their heart, but they don't let their heart rule them. They know they love taking care of people around them. The Queen is especially a nurturer, and this doesn't have to be male or female. It could be any gender. But they both know what emotions are theirs, what emotions are others, when to fill up their cup, when to help fill up others. There's a great, wonderful balance. There's deep feelings, there's deep emotions. But they don't let those emotions control them, whether it's good or bad. So I get the sense that if somebody is coming into your life on a relationship aspect, that even though you're a little hesitant to start something new with somebody, I get the feeling that this is going to be a really good, solid foundation for you for a new relationship. You can still maintain your independence. And if you can't, then that might be a question of whether this is the right relationship for you, if that's something that's important, right? So take things slow, find the balance, find your moderation, and know that you are the leader of your choices. You are the leader of your life. And do not worry about heartbreak or emotional loss, because there's no way. We live on this earth. There is no way that we can get out of this without some kind of emotional loss. Unfortunately, I wish that wasn't the case. But this feels like something worth betting on. This feels like something that would enrich your life. And if it doesn't, well, you can always go your own way, right? We always have that choice. Hopefully. So pile 2, this was your reading. I'm excited to see what July brings for you. If this reading resonated, please give me a like and a subscribe to my channel. Head down into the comments and let me know if this resonated with you and what might be up for the month of July. And we will see you in your next reading. Bye, pile 2. Hi, pile 3. Welcome to your reading. You chose the Welcome New Opportunity card with the Citrine. So we're going to be using the Everyday Witch Tarot for your main reading, and then the Steampunk Tarot for clarifying cards. But first we're going to pull some oracle cards to give us some energy for the reading and any clarifications that might want to come through first. Actually, I feel, yeah, that one. Oh, Patience and Planning was your card. So what are you planning here? And then I'm also going to pull this one. Oh, New Beginning. And then I'm going to pull one oracle card from this deck. This one wanted to jump out. Transformation. Oh my goodness. What is happening with you, pile 3? I'm excited for you already. Oh, transformation, sorry. Here's the card. A fresh new way of living emerges. That's awesome. Okay, let's see what your tarot has to say. Your first card is the Knight of Swords. Let's see if I can focus that. There we go. Your second card is the World. Your third card is 8 of Pentacles. Your fourth card is King of Wands. Your fifth card is King of Pentacles. Your fifth card is the 8 of Cups. Seventh card is the 7 of Cups. And your last card is the Chariot. I'm not sure if you hear that little cheep outside, but we have some hummingbirds playing in our yard right now. It's quite cute. I think the little ones have hatched and fully grown, so they're making their way into the world, which is kind of appropriate for your reading. I get so much new energy here, and with you choosing the opportunity card, welcome new opportunity, I get the sense that you are welcoming new opportunity, as kind of basic as that sounds. I see that you have a number of opportunities to choose from. Oh man, I just got quite overwhelmed with these two cards here, because the Seven of Cups is about choice, and the Chariot is about that same choice. Which way do I go? I mean, wow. You have some new things happening for you, some new opportunities. It might mean, these new opportunities will mean that you have to walk away. I mean, we can't choose everything, right? As much as we'd like to have one over the other, but I get the sense that you can't have you can't take advantage of all of the opportunities in front of you. It is either an A or a B choice. The A or B choice will determine the outcome, obviously. All of our choices do. So we have to make sure that it's coming from a place of logic and heart and reason. I mean, heck, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you just get an instinct of going a specific way and you don't know why. You just feel it. But I do see you walking away from something before it has a chance to come to completion. So maybe you're in a job and maybe you promised somebody that you would stay for, I don't know, 2 years to get the team up and running, to get things kind of settled, and you have a brand new opportunity that is right up your alley, that is the most exciting thing in the world to you, and you just want to take action. You want to go for it. I do see you knowing where you're going, knowing what you're going to do, and knowing what you're going to do when you get there. I see a freedom in either the choices that you have in front of you or the choice that you will make. There is going to be a freedom, and I feel like there is an abundance. And with the Chariot too, I will say, and I've said this in previous readings with the Chariot, because that's kind of what the Chariot is about. The Chariot's very fast-moving energy. And if you get into a car, let's say, and you've never taken a driving lesson in your life, and you just hit the gas and you just go, you're gonna either A, go in the wrong direction, or B, go so fast that you will spin out of control and not know how to handle things. So I think that's why this patience and planning is coming out. As excited as you might be to take on these new opportunities and to decide and make these quick and fast decisions because they're so exciting and this is brand new, there is a feeling of calmness here, a feeling of waiting things out a bit so that you do make the right decision. But I do see new opportunities, I see fresh new beginnings, and I see transformation. A fresh new way of living emerges. So I don't know if you are moving, if you are wanting, if you're deciding between having a full-time job that's steady and secure and wanting to do your own business. That might be something that resonates. But I see you walking into something new. It's going to take a little patience and a little planning though. Don't rush to make the decision. You have the choices in front of you. Hopefully there's no immediate deadline on them. This could also, the Eight of Pentacles could not only be about mastering your craft, but also routine, repetition, maybe even boredom, which is maybe why you're looking for other opportunities or why you're open to new opportunities. The King is about passion though. You've got two kings here. which is very strong energy. Maybe one will, I was going to say one of the options might be tempting you with a big payday, for example. But maybe the other option is more fulfilling and rewarding, but doesn't pay you as much. So that's a big decision, as is leaving your job for doing your side hustle full time, for example. But you're ending something, but you're also beginning something. You're transforming. You're doing something new. You're walking away from something that's not complete. The Knight and the Chariot are fast. So maybe there is a sense that you want to go, go, go. But there's this grounding energy with the Pentacles and also the patience and planning. Sevens are about decision making, and the Swords are about logic. So there is a suggestion here to take your time to make the decisions, to use some logic, but also don't forget about the passions that you have as well. Especially if what you're doing right now is unfulfilling or not satisfying a need. But wow, what a fun reading. I'm excited for you. And especially with all of the options that you have to choose from. The abundance, the sheer abundance that I feel. It's like, wow, well done. So I'm going to pull some clarifying tarot cards from the Steampunk. We're going to pull 4. See what wants to come out today. So the 4 of Cups is 1. This bottom card was speaking to me, the Moon. The 2 of Wands, there is your card of choice. And the 8 of Pentacles again. So you're getting a little lost. You might get a little lost in this decision making. The 8 of Pentacles is here again. 2 8 of Pentacles. Which tells me this has to do with mastering your craft. This might have to do with, maybe you've already mastered it, or you're getting close to mastering it, and that's what you want to be doing. You want to be working with your hands. You want to be, you don't want to be doing the thing that you're doing. You want to be doing something that has more passion and you feel more connected to. But with this choice, I'm seeing a bit of solemnness, sadness, grief. I mean, especially if this is a big decision. If you're, for example, deciding to leave that job, that is a loss of security in a way, because you're jumping into something new that is unknown. So of course, there's going to be a bit of sorrow and grief. But do not let that feeling of fear, anxiety, doubt prevent you from doing something and grasping the opportunities that are available to you. This might require a bit of work from a deeper level. There could be some subconscious things happening that is maybe preventing you from making the decisions, because I also see here energy of stuckness between 2 choices and you not making that choice. So even though you have the opportunities, you have the choices, you might not be making them. And so maybe there is you have to do some work as to why. Why and why not? But you are not without opportunity, I will say. You have choices, you have opportunity, you have the ability to transform. It's all a matter of how you want to approach it. And just one final thing. This could be a really, as much opportunity as you might have right now, this could be a really uncomfortable experience for you, especially if we have to make choices that affect people around us, especially if we have to make choices that will cause some kind of loss of comfort, of family or friends, of routines. So this could be why you are not making the decision right now. So pile 3, this was your reading. I hope it resonated with you in some way. And if you liked this reading, please give me a like and subscribe to my channel. And if you want to share what's happening for you in July and where you might be at, feel free to comment in the section below. And I will see you in your next reading. Bye, pile 3.